Hey, it's Dennis here. Welcome back to the shop. Today I wanted to do a knife review on the OCC tool lineup. I've got a few of their knives here. I'm going to talk about my likes and dislikes, but before I get into that, I want to let you know that I'm not sponsored by OCC tools. I'm not sponsored by any shop or anything at all. The information that I'm going to give you today is my impressions and my likes and my dislikes. I hope it helps you out. All right, let's jump right into it. Here's the lineup of the knives. Actually, this is a modified one, so I'm going to talk about that in a second. I've got a couple of chip carving knives here, and I've got three different renditions of the 1.5" detail. So I've got the standard one here. I don't have model numbers, guys, so bear with me. I will give you a couple of model numbers here on these two, but I don't have the model number on this one. It's just a standard 1.5" detail. This is what I'm going to call a diamond in the rough. Okay, this is first of all, the blade is razor sharp. It's a very nice profile. It's got a very good taper to it, so it slices through wood like a hot knife through butter. Okay, it just pushes through there, and it just I'm carving into against the grain here, but it just takes off wood chips like with no effort whatsoever, and I'm barely pushing the knife here. So very nice taper to it. Not too thick at the back. Pop up a picture here. It's got a really nice edge here, so that when you're pushing on the knife, okay, when you're pushing on the knife with your thumb to control it, it's actually quite comfortable. It's rounded. It doesn't dig into your skin. It's very comfortable. Now, that said, we talked about my likes on the blade. This blade is not super polished like you would expect, like you would get from another knife maker like Drake or maybe Helvey. I don't know exactly what the Helvey knife looks like right out of the box, because I haven't won the lottery yet. I haven't been able to buy one. But anyway, this knife here, I think it retails for somewhere around $25 US, about 30 bucks Canadian. It's an oak handle. The handle is, well, it's boxy, it's square, but it's okay in your hand. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world, at least not for me. But it's okay. The knife makes up for it as far as the blade. Now, when you get this knife, it's a little rough looking this way, and as you strop it, it starts to take on a nice polish, and this one's getting there. I've had this one for about a year, and I use it a lot. I like the tip of the blade. It's just a very robust tip. So this is a tip that I'm not afraid to push it right in there and dig things out. Okay, it's not going to break. It's solid the way it's tapered. It's nice. It's got a good enough point that you can dig into the wood, and you can actually make a really nice solid cut here. I'm not a great chip cutter, but it'll come. But you can make a really nice push into there, and so it's very versatile. Okay, I like this knife so much that I wanted to take it to a step further, and I saw that on the website they had the same knife available, but with they call it a big hands, and this one is quite a bit bigger. Again, a diamond in the rough. You can see the difference here in the polish of the blade. This one here, I've stropped a number of times because I've been using it. This one is fresh out of the box, and you can see kind of the grinding lines here, but don't let that fool you. This knife is razor sharp. Okay, it's cutting into the grain here like there's no tomorrow. Cutting through the grain, it just pushes, again, like a hot knife through butter. I was a little bit disappointed when I got it, though, because well, first of all, the finish on this is, I don't know, maybe they ran out of sandpaper or something, but it is very harsh in your hand. Okay, it doesn't feel very nice. So, it's not the end of the world. I grabbed some sandpaper, 2 different grits, and I rounded off the edges. Okay, and now it's super comfortable in my hand. Now, I'll give you an example. It's hard to tell on camera here. I'm, just into a large size glove. A medium is just too small. A large is, well, it's about right, but I wouldn't consider myself having a very big hand. but this being called the big hands is not that big, okay? It's comfortable in anyone who wears a medium or a large glove. This is a very comfortable knife to hang on to. Just do a little bit of grinding or a little bit of sanding to it. I didn't put it on a power sander. I just rubbed the sandpaper on. I started with a 80 grit, and then I finished off with a 160. And it still has a little bit of flat side, so it sits nicely in your hand, but it doesn't dig into the skin, okay? So diamond in the rough, put a little bit of effort into it. And large hands knife here. It's called the 1.5" detailed large hands knife. I'm just taking a look here at my invoice, and I paid $33 Canadian for it, so that's about 26 or 27 bucks American. A really good starter knife, and it's a knife that's going to take you quite far into wood carving, okay? It doesn't have that sharp point, that long point like this knife here, which is a Drake. Doesn't have the same polish, but this is a much more expensive knife, and it's got its tasks, and this one has its tasks. So I highly recommend it, okay? Put a little bit of effort into it and clean it up a little bit, and it makes for a nice knife. Like I said, their blade is the key here, and it's not, how do I put it? Not as highly refined as this one, but a big price difference, okay? And it's something that I would definitely recommend. Next in their lineup, this is the Walnut one. This one's a little bit more expensive. Just taking a look here at my what I paid for it. This one here was $37.50, so that's getting up there. So it's probably about 31 bucks US. It is a short handle. It's a 4.5-inch handle. It's kind of bulbous at the bottom here. And again, it's very rough. Like, it hasn't been detail sanded at all. And to me, in my hand, it actually hurts. This part here digs right in here, and it's not that comfortable. But that's okay. I'll run some sandpaper on this one here and finish it off and make it into something I like. Same handle, or same blade. I basically bought this one here. Well, I'm a sucker for Walnut. I love the darker handles. And it's the same blade, okay, no difference there. It's the same, exact same blade. But you know, again, sometimes when you're carving for a long time, again, it's razor sharp. When you're carving for a long time, sometimes your hand needs a break. You need something a little bit different in there so that you can carry on. So anyway, we'll give it a try. Like I said, I'm going to do some sanding to it and make it look a little bit nicer, make it a lot more comfortable in my hand. Again, if something, you know, the shorter, I wish this handle was maybe 5.5 inches so that it could come out through the hand a little bit more, but we'll give it a try. Jury's still out on the handle size, but again, the blade is an awesome blade. I also have two other knives here. They're two chip carving knives, and again, they have the oak handle. They're not overly finished, okay? They could use some finish sanding, and I will do that. I've had these guys for about a year. I can honestly say I don't use them a whole lot because I'm not a chip carver, but every now and then in some of my caricature carvings, I got to get into a little tight spot there, and this one here has been used a lot more than this guy. But if you're a chip carver, I mean, you know, this is a great way to go. These are about 25 bucks US, so it's a good way to step into the hobby, and for not a whole lot of money. Okay, so you can take a peek there at the difference. Now this is a split handle. You can see the line here. It's a two-piece handle, and that blade, I'm not sure exactly how far it goes in, but I'll tell you, it's solid in there, okay? You can sometimes get a knife and you can feel the little clicking sound. You can feel that that blade is moving. Not the case with these guys. These are well put together. Like I said, they're solid knife, and it's an amazingly sharp blade. You know, this guy here is, look at how smooth that cut is. You can see here that you can see the grain just popping out. Take a look at it. OCC tools, they're readily available. Lots of shops have them. They're generally in stock. Okay, a lot of the custom knife makers, you're going to wait a long time to get a knife. Not the case with these guys. Although it took me a month to get these guys here because they were a bit back ordered, and I think some of it has to do with the international thing coming across the border. Things are pretty slow getting into Canada from the US or any other country right now with the COVID thing. So, well, I hope I didn't ramble on too long. The OCC tool is, like I said, it's a diamond in the rough, and if you're willing to do a little bit of sanding to it, I highly recommend it. I think it's a great knife. Their blade is absolutely amazing. I'll tell you, if I could combine this handle with this blade, I think I'd have the ultimate knife. Anyway, that's my opinions of it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you'll get, you get notified when a new video comes out. I'm looking at the channel right now. I've got a whole bunch of ham radio videos, and I've got some new ones of those coming out shortly too. So I think I may be renaming the channel very shortly. We'll call it Dennis's Hobbies or something like that. I haven't quite decided on that yet. So hit that subscribe button. Sorry I rambled on a little bit too much, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got something out of it. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.